We've all been hearing about the incredible things AI can do, right? From writing code to creating jaw-dropping art. But, there's a flip side to this revolution. That same technology is now being used to power a new wave of digital attacks that are super sophisticated and, honestly, kind of scary. This isn't some far-off sci-fi movie plot anymore. It's happening right now, and it's a danger we all need to get our heads around. So let's dive in and break down what's really going on. So let me just start with a question for you. Think about your voice for a second, how unique it is. Now, what if I told you that someone could take your voice and use it to pull off a major heist, to get someone to wire a huge amount of money, all without you ever knowing a thing? Sound impossible? Well, it's not. It has already happened. And here's a crazy real-world example of exactly that. Back in March 2019, a UK energy company was targeted, and how they did it is chillingly simple. First, the attackers just gathered up public audio of the company's CEO, from interviews, speeches, anything they could find online. Then they fed those samples into a voice cloning AI. The next step, they placed a phone call to a manager in a subsidiary, and the voice on the other end was a perfect clone of the CEO. Accent, tone, everything. The employee, hearing what sounded exactly like their boss, creating this false sense of urgency, didn't think twice. They authorized a transfer for nearly $250,000. Just like that. Now, that one case, it was a massive wake-up call for everyone. And look, it wasn't just a one-off thing. It was basically the starting pistol for a whole new era of digital deception. We are now facing a world of AI-powered threats that are evolving at an incredible pace, and the scale of it all is just staggering. So, just how big are we talking here? We'll get this. By 2025, it's projected that cybercrime will cost the world economy $10 trillion. And a massive, massive driver behind that explosive number, you guessed it, AI. It's making these attacks way more effective and so much harder to stop than anything we've ever seen before. And it's not just about the money, it's the speed at which this is all happening. In just the past 2 years, security experts have seen a 300% jump in sophisticated AI-assisted cyber attacks. So this threat isn't just growing, it's getting smarter at an exponential rate. And hey, this isn't just some abstract problem for governments or huge economies. Let's bring it down to the level of a single company. The average cost of just one data breach last year was almost $4.5 million. But, and this is the key part, when AI is involved in that attack, the cost jumps by another 20 to 30% because the damage it can do is just that much more severe. This really breaks down the before and after for us. We all remember those old school phishing emails, right? The ones with the terrible grammar and the generic, dear valued customer greeting. You could spot them from a mile away. But now look at the other side. AI-enhanced attacks are a completely different beast. They're hyper-personalized, they have flawless grammar because they can mimic a person's writing style perfectly. And here's the kicker. They learn. They adapt. They get better and more convincing with every single attempt. All right, so if we're going to defend ourselves, we first have to know what we're up against. We need to understand the new weapons in the arsenal. So let's dissect these digital fakes and look at the 3 main types you're most likely to run into. First up, we have AI phishing. And believe me, this is not your grandpa's spam email. An AI can scrape the web for public data to build an email specifically for you. It might know your boss's name, reference a project you're actually working on, and then write an urgent request in a style that is completely indistinguishable from the real person. It's designed to hack your trust, not just your spam filter. So what does this actually look like in your inbox? Well, imagine getting an email that perfectly mimics your CEO's unique way of writing, asking for an urgent wire transfer. Or an email from a colleague that casually mentions a real conversation you had just last week. It could even create a fake invoice from one of your regular vendors that looks so legitimate your finance team might pay it without a second thought. Next up is vishing, which stands for voice phishing. Remember that CEO story from the beginning? That's this. All it takes is a few seconds of audio from a social media video, a podcast, anything, for an AI to create a perfect clone of someone's voice. And the psychological trick here is powerful. There's just something about hearing a voice you trust, your boss, your mom, a family member, that can completely bypass all your logical defenses. And then, of course, we've got the big one, deep fakes. This is where it gets really, visual and really freaky. AI can now generate completely synthetic, high-definition videos of people saying and doing things they never, ever did. We've officially moved past the era of don't believe everything you read and straight into don't believe everything you see or hear. And the ways this can be used are, honestly, pretty terrifying. Just imagine a deep fake video of a CEO making a fake announcement that sends their company's stock plummeting. Or synthetic videos of a political candidate right before an election to try and sway the outcome. It can be used for corporate spying, for blackmail. The list of malicious uses is practically endless. Okay, I know that was a lot, and it's easy to feel a little overwhelmed, a little scared. The threats are real, they're personal, and they are sophisticated. But here is the single most important part of this entire explainer. You are not helpless. In fact, the most powerful line of defense we have against all of this isn't some fancy software or a complex algorithm. It's you. You are the human firewall. This quote right here, this is the absolute core of how you fight back. See, the entire strategy behind these AI attacks is to create a fake sense of trust and urgency, to rush you into acting without thinking. The single most powerful thing you can do is to break that cycle. When you feel that doubt, you have to verify. Because here's the simple truth. All this amazing technology that can create a perfect fake, it can also be fooled. But your gut feeling, your intuition, your critical thinking, that is much, much harder to hack. In this new world, having a healthy sense of skepticism isn't being paranoid. It's a superpower. So what does that actually mean? What do you do? It's a really simple 4-step protocol. Number 1, and this is the most critical, just pause. These attacks feed on urgency, so take a breath. Number 2, use a totally separate channel. Don't just hit reply on that weird email or call back the strange number. Number 3, find a phone number you know is legit, from an official company website or your own contacts, and call the person to confirm if the request is real. And finally, number 4, report it. Whether it turns out to be real or fake, letting your IT or security team know helps protect everyone else. All right, so as we start to bring this all together, it's pretty clear we're stepping into a new world. The line between what's real and what's fake is getting blurrier every single day. And staying ahead of the curve means we have to fundamentally change how we think about and interact with the information we see online. Okay, so if you remember nothing else from our little chat today, remember these 4 things. 1, AI attacks work because they are personal and they hack your trust. 2, urgency is their weapon of choice, designed to make you panic. 3, your best, strongest shield is simple, independent verification. And 4, a healthy dose of skepticism, that's your new superpower. And that really leaves us with one final, pretty heavy question to think about. As the technology to create perfect fakes becomes available to literally everyone, how is our very idea of trust going to have to change? In a world where you can't always believe your own eyes or ears, what will it actually take for us to truly trust anything at all?